Hey guys, it's Woody the Unexceptional Gamer, and it's time for Mail Monday. For those of you who are new around here, Mail Monday is a weekly series where I take a look at some of the emails you send to me, I give my advice, and hopefully everybody wins. Mail Monday is not about the gameplay. I've had this thing on my hard drive for a while now, and what it is an example of just me and one friend up against an organized team. I think I'm with Team Art, and what you're going to see is me really struggle as we try to take over the power positions, and then because there's a whole team of these guys, I work extra hard to just continue to lock down the power positions and go for the win, because that's how I play. Anyway, this isn't about the game, but I thought I'd explain why the KD ratio is not outrageous. It's because these guys don't totally suck, and it took me a bunch of deaths to get the positioning on the map I needed to have. Let's get into Mail Monday. The subject is bloody ejaculation. Yeah, this guy knows how to get me to open an email. Who wouldn't check this one out? Dear Woody, I've been with a girl for a few months now, and about a month ago I decided it was time to have sex. We used a tampon I stole from my mom, so I had no protection from any STD, sexually transmitted disease. We had a good time and continued to do it with a tampon, but the last time I pulled out and my cum had blood in it. I have no idea why it happened, other than every time I masturbate, my cum will now have blood in it. I searched the internet, and all I've come up with, the girls are bleeding, or other people say that it only happens after sex, but those have no answers. I want to go to a doctor and get an answer, but I'm afraid my parents will find out about the affairs I'm having. I think I have an STD, Woody, and I'm getting scared. Could you answer this through Mail Monday? That would be great. All right, first things first. Are you telling me that you're having sex, but instead of using actual birth control, you're using a tampon as some sort of plug? As like a makeshift birth control? I've never even heard of this, but this cannot be a good idea. First of all, well, we'll get to the STD thing in a minute, but the other thing is that you're gonna make a baby, dude. I don't think that you want this. I suppose the tampon probably does something to lower your odds as some sort of plug, but there's no like spermicide in these things. That is, you are doing it wrong. Do not use this tampon as some sort of makeshift birth control. Go buy condoms, for heaven's sakes. What's wrong with my aim? Goodness gracious, Woody. Buy condoms. Don't be a fool. You're gonna make a baby, and I'm going to make a guess here that the reason you're not buying condoms is that you want some sort of secrecy, or that you're embarrassed at the drugstore. Don't be that way. Hold your head high. Go to that freaking drugstore counter and be like, yeah, I'm getting some. Give me the 12-pack. Give me the 24-pack. That's how I roll. But do not do what you're doing, which is, makeshift whatever. Who knows? I'm going to get an email about someone who saran wraps, as if that's a reasonable idea. So get in the power position on this map. Let's do this, baby. Anyway, Don't do that. Now let's talk about the bloody ejaculate. So I am not a doctor, and I'm really cautious about giving out medical advice because I'm just not qualified. But here's the deal. I did Google bloody ejaculate, and there were a couple causes that totally didn't apply to you. Like, I'm sure, if you had a vasectomy, you'd have put that together. But here's the thing. One of the causes for bloody ejaculate is cancer. Another possible cause for this thing that I looked up was an STD, a sexually transmitted disease, which, by the way, do I have to say condoms again if you're going to be having sex? So, position secure. Now we can turn this thing around. So anyway, you are being a crazy person. You're doing this all wrong, and you need to see a doctor. Now, in terms of the whole privacy thing, the reason you haven't seen a doctor already, you'll have more privacy than I think you know. If you tell your parents that you're having problems with bloody ejaculate, then if they're like any normal parents that I know, they'll immediately go to like the health concern aspect of this. They're not going to be like, oh my God, my son's bad for coming or whatever, right? This is just like normal male behavior. Everything is cool. They may wonder if you're having sex, but they won't know, right? There are lots of ways to do this without anyone else involved, and we'll all assume that that's, a normal part of being a healthy guy, right? So, anyway, when you go to the doctor, I think that you can have an expectation of privacy that you don't need to sort of, if your mom starts walking in the room with me, you'd be like, hey, Mom, This is between my doctor and me, and that'll be a totally reasonable way to conduct yourself. So yeah, you absolutely need to go to the doctor. There could be something potentially very bad here, and it's not to be ignored. Anyway, that's that. As far as the gameplay, this is exactly what I said it was, right? It's me getting a power position, locking it down, holding the flags that we need. That's how I play domination. Anyway, go to a doctor, dude. What you have could be very serious. Start using condoms. It could have potentially prevented this. And when you go to the doctor, I think that you can have an expectation of privacy there. Let's go on to the next letter. Hey Woody, big fan. Just wanted to say that I am failing 7 subjects in school. Last year I made high honor roll. I don't know what's wrong with me. Please help. Here's the thing. If you're failing 1 subject at school, then you're struggling. Whatever. School can be hard sometimes. Forgiven. If you're failing 7 subjects at school, there is some problem other than the subjects themselves. There's some sort of root cause that you haven't really given any hint to in your email, but that certainly does exist. I don't know what it is. Is there something about your workload that's changed outside of school? Is it, did a relative just die? Is depression overcome you? Are you having problems socially? Something's going on here that you haven't told us about. Come on, helicopter, go away. Something's going on here that you haven't told us about yet, and I can only help you so much. But your next step is to identify the root cause and deal with that. It's not the difficulty of school. I'm sure of it. The other thing I wanted to say was this: you're in school. You're not expected to be able to handle all of life's problems completely on your own. If you're going through tough times, and if you're failing 7 subjects, it's clear that you're going through some tough times right now. This is when you reach out for help. This is when you open up to your parents. This is when, if your parents aren't the right people, you ask to see a counselor or a therapist or whatever. You didn't see me. That's why these are the times for this. This is when this behavior is right. You reach out for help. It might even be help from friends. I don't know, but get some help. Identify your root cause and solve it. It's certainly not all about school. Slutty girl problems, please, Woody. Another man who knows how to get my attention in a subject line. So you're probably not going to read this, even though I've been sending in questions before Mail Monday. Anyway, I'm really into this girl, and we've been a thing for a while, and I told her I would never hurt her, but she's been telling me these stories about things she's done, and I can't compare. She also tells me she'd do anything drunk. This worries me, and I don't know what to do. I'm actually terrified. All right, I'm going to assume that she's telling me things she's done and I can't compare means that her sexual history is varied and experienced compared to yours. No big deal, whatever. I don't believe in writing people off. I mean, these are humans. People have value. She may have a history, but that doesn't mean that she, that she couldn't be the girl for you. Having said that, my man, it looks like you have fallen for a wild pony here. And if you're under the impression that that you're going to be able to completely tame her, then you've got what could potentially be a rough road ahead. Now, these things can change, right? I mean, if you pick up a wild pony at the end of college, then life changes, tend to stabilize people and whatever. But I don't think that's your situation here. I think your situation is you're, in something earlier than college. You're falling for a girl who, is just not easily tamed. Wow, I hate to describe people in terms of like horse training, but that's the situation that you're setting yourself up for. When she tells you that she'll do anything drunk, it's difficult. You need to use the context that I don't have here to figure out if she's telling you that get her a drink or two because she likes you and she's looking for that sort of excuse and rationale to be with you, or whether she's warning you that look, we might date, but if you put a drink or two into me, I'll be cheating on you. I don't know. I don't have all the context necessary to fully interpret that, but it's a bit of a scary thing. It's you've got a wild pony on your hands. Just be careful and just know that you might be setting yourself up for a little bit of heartbreak here because wild ponies are not easily tamed. Forgive me as I summarize to make this a little quicker. He's a junior in high school. He's trying to figure out what he wants to do when he grows up. He looked at a few jobs that fit his interests, and they don't make enough money. They make $30,000 to $50,000 a year. He loves being around computers. He saw software engineers make around $80,000 a year, and he saw that was my career and wanted to know, how to get into it and what the next step would be. So I actually picked this one because I get it a lot. On my YouTube page, it says there that I'm a senior software architect. I was a software, it's like a couple promotions past software engineer. And guys often ask me, wow, the guy took a lot of bullets. The guys often ask me, how do I get your job, etc. So here's the deal. If you want to be a computer programmer, you got to go to college. That's sort of step one. You don't actually need to go to college to learn how to program computers, but you need to go to college to get a job as a computer programmer. Software engineer and computer programmer mean roughly the same thing. I mean, companies throw out titles, whatever. But first, you need to go to college. Headed into college, they do not expect you to already know how to program, although some of the people in your classes will already know, and they're going to be ahead of the game. If you want to be one of those guys that heads into college with that head start, then you can take a community college course while you're still in high school. You can take an after-school course. You can do your thing. But essentially, choose comp sci as a major, and you'll get a job coming out of college as a computer programmer. All right, and now for two videos you may have missed. On the left is Modern Warfare 3 private game types. So Modern Warfare 3 is going to have this really cool thing where there are games that are available in private modes that are not available in public modes. You can even invent new games and share them with your friends. And anyway, I explain all about it. It's pretty cool. And that's the video on the left. On the right, this is a video a lot of you guys didn't see. I used the scheduled uploader, so it didn't get to you guys. But it was one of the best moments from Painkiller already ever, where Wings of Redemption explains his kissing prowess, and it is freaking stellar. So enjoy one of those videos. You can click on the red box to subscribe to me, and have a nice day.